Hey, Bubby. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Hey guys, welcome back to channel Hyphens Classics. That's just one of my cats. We're outside, still in self-isolation as much as we can, and I hope you are all staying safe at the moment. Please don't take any risks, and keep yourself and your family safe. So, on the content, where are we at? Well, I've still got a whole bunch that I've filmed and haven't got around to editing and posting yet. So over the next few days, I'm going to try and get that out so you can enjoy. Today, back on the Mini, rear suspension, part 5. We'll go through all the content, and I've got some more after that, but I'm trying to keep these videos not too long so that you know, there's enough to keep you interested, but not too long that you get bored and fall asleep. So anyway, here's the content. Hope you enjoy it. Take care for now. Right guys, we're going to try and remove this trailing arm. Now, on the off side or the far side of the Mini is where the brake sensor is, and there's also a wheel sensor. On the other side, you'll just get just the wheel sensor. So we've got to have a think about where that wiring goes, because if we're going to take this out, we don't want to sort of start ripping things out. So the wheel sensor is in behind here, so we'll have to be a little bit careful of that. Maybe try and get that undone before we drop it down. We're going to undo the control arms, top and bottom. We're going to undo the sway bar here at the top here. And then what we're going to do, we've got the cables running through here for the sensors up here. They're attached on here. We'll make sure we undo those there, just up in here. And then what we're going to do is undo this bolt, try and undo this bolt here anyway. I know this arm has to come, this mounting has to come out, but what we want to do is, before we take that out, we want to be very careful to mark where in position this is in the car, because obviously this has everything to do with the geometry of this wheel and where it's sitting. So we want to try and make sure we mark that so we know as close as possible as to where it's sitting, so when we put everything back together, we should have it close enough to write. Right, I've used a bit of WD-40. We'll chuck a little bit more on, and we've also got a nice large persuasion device to help us move some bits and pieces around, and I'll also go and get the rattle gun as well. But first of all, we'll hit this one at the top here. Now, from memory, I think we were kind of in the, was that 20 mil? See if I'm right. Nope. Let's go with 18. There we go. So 18, what I will do is I might, before we do that one, I may just do this bottom one. And let's see if we can get in there. I might just pause this. I might just go and get something just to hold the brakes up out the way, unless we can actually, I wonder if that can hold that up out the way with something. Right. That's not going to work, is it? No. All right. Yep. Okay, this bottom one is 16 mil. The top one was 18. So, good. We'll get this one moving a little bit, and we'll get that rattle gun on it to make it just not too bad. Look at that. Brand new underneath, really. Right, that was nice and easy. Okay, now we'll go to the 18. Of course, now the brakes are in the way. There we go. I'll do that just a little bit more. See, look at that, brand new underneath. Right, that's those two. Now, we'll try and undo the sway bar here. So it's no good, so we've got 16mm again. It's no good just having that there because this bolt is just sitting on a ball inside some grease in there, so that's just going to spin around. A spanner, which we can get on there. Let's just see if, first of all, we'll just loosen that up a little bit. Allen key, and I think this was, let's have a look on the cheat and work out, it was 5mm. Just check we got one. Yep, that's perfect. So I'll put that in there. And there we go. That's off. Looks good on the inside. Again, just all the crap on the outside there. So your drop link pops out. So now effectively that's freed this up from the subframe. So with the control arms, this we're all free from the subframe. That should be a drop out. The only thing left attached is the shock. Now that's all coming out anyway. So rather than taking it off this, what we may do is try and get up under here and undo it from there. Let's have a look under there. Right, so a couple of 13mm bolts holding this on. So we're going to see if we can get in here. And, not too bad. It's not too tight at all, actually. That was quite easy. Right. So that should be loose, which it is. Okay, now what we need to do, we're going to unclip these wires from here. So that's on that side before we start attempting to undo this, because once we undo this, there'll be nothing holding that up. Make sure we've got everything clear underneath as well. Well, when we do this, we'll get the blocks in, the wooden blocks under here to support it so it doesn't just crash to the ground. You don't want anyone being hurt. So first thing though, we'll just try, I think in here there's a sensor, there's a 10mm, 8mm nut holding that in place. I don't know if you'll be able to see that up in there. You can see where my finger is. Don't know, maybe not. No, not really. He's trying. You can see it? Oh, cool. Right, now I've got to see if I'm right. 10mm. Where's my...
Stop recording.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. This is good. This one seems fairly easy to get out, which is good. I'd hate to think of this this bolt seizing it, because it's going to be a little bit hard to get to be honest. Although we could unplug the sensor from just underneath the side of the car here and take it all out with it, but might have been easier than doing it this way. feeling nice and stuck in there. Okay, we're gonna just unclip it from the side of the car here. I think we'll take it out with the whole thing. Okay, so this one will be I think is the wheel sensor, but we'll trace it back and check. But you've got a wheel sensor and then the disc sensor. So these have just got little push clips on the end, and they should just pop out like that. If we can get the other one, we just get that bit there. And there we go. Right, so we've got those out. There's these little clips here that holding the cables together that sit into the different parts of the suspension arm, trailing arm, which we'll undo. But once it let goes of me, there we go. Right, okay, we've got those loose. We should be able to now undo this and drop this whole unit down. We could mention that as well. Right, everything's pretty much undone now. We've just got this long bolt to come out. Now, there is a slight concern. This bolt is quite long, so it will definitely not come out through here, especially with us trying to undo it. But we've got an 18mm socket on there. We might have to get an 18mm spanner instead. I'm hoping this arm will just slowly push out, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's just give it a try, see where we get to. Tight, but not too bad. All right, we'll just see if we can go onto the ratchet now. See if we can get that going. So you can see there's not a lot of room in here, and as we move back, okay, that went to plan, perfect. Can we get that out? Yes. Right, see, they always looks like nice and brand new on the inside, don't they? No worries from my side. While this probably could be used, you could clean some of this stuff up. I have got new components, so I'm not going to bother, to be honest. So anyway, these could possibly get sold to someone if they want them. They can clean them up. I'm not going to clean them up for them, but we'll see. We'll keep all the parts beside, you know, and we'll go from there. Right, so this, now the only thing I need to be careful of is one of these sensor cables goes off to the brakes. So we're just going to get this one off the little clip there on the subframe. So we've got that loose, and so we'll have to pull off the sensor from the brake piece here. Because that one's gone, I may there we go. Let's come off from there and just make sure it's not attached to anything else. Yes, it is. So there's a little rubber holder there which is sitting on the bleed nipple. This sensor will have to be replaced because it's worn through, and once you wear through the sensor, that's it, it's destroyed. So what we might do just for now is we're going to cut through that so we can drop this off. So we'll just put that cap back on there. And it's just off that component there. Okay, we should be, apart from that lower control arm.
Brake case is attached.
Oh, thank you. We have the brake hose attached. Okay, I'm just going to try and that should just pop out like that, and we should be free. Right, there we go, guys. First one is out. That's yeah, bit of a mess, isn't it, really? Now, gosh, look at all that. Okay, guys, I think we might wrap the video up here. One thing I will talk about, I was on a Facebook forum around cars, and there's a lot of cars. People are on those forums watching a lot of these minis for people to do them up. There's a significant amount of money involved in that sort of stuff, right? And when you see the sort of state of these cars, a lot of people are wondering why you'd spend that sort of money on a car. And a lot of people get to the point where if they have done some work to the car, it's actually worth more money to them to pull the car apart and sell it off in bits. For me, I did think about that, but to be honest, I'm sort of more interested in driving this car, and for the amount of money that I'm going to spend on it, I can then keep this for another 3 or 4 years and get the value out of what I'm going to put into it. Because I'm doing the work myself, again, you know, that's a cost I don't have to be concerned with. Not only that, I've had this car for 10, nearly 11 years, and so I kind of know it inside out. I know what works, I know what doesn't work, I know what it's been through. So for me, you know, investing 2 or 3 grand in this car so that I can have a little bit more fun for a few more years out of it is worth it. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notifications, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers for now. Right. Feel free to stop it at any time. I might just see if I can pull this.
These sensors get jammed. Someone had to drill one out. If I just let's chuck it over there. Nothing out of the way.
Hey, one wheel sensor. The wheel sensors will go back in the new car if they're working okay.